itu penuh audio. Aduh, salah masukin audio. Aduh, salah apa lagi ini? Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullahaladzim. Halo. Halo, ya. Nah, mohon maaf ya Nana telat. Ini telat bukan karena tidak siap, tapi karena biasa profesional streamer. Profesional streamer tidak anu. Tidak betul tadi mau nyetel lah. Anjay, halo semua. Halo. Halo. Gimana sih opening Nana? Nyaharo. Nyaharo, iburinya. Laki sendomo sesuainya Nanaka Poi. Anjay. Halo, muru. Halo, kaya. Halo, kawadu. Halo, kayitsuni. Halo. Telat dikit nggak ngaruh, betul. Tadi itu sebenarnya Nana kalau ngelihat apa sih, ngelihat anu ya, apa sih namanya, anunya Yorokaze, yang Yorokaze ya, VTuber live stream Yorokaze. Tadi tuh Nana itu udah mulai stream dari jam 12.47. Cuman kok nggak ini ya gitu, kayak pas mau buka apa, mau ngecek apa namanya, chatnya kok nggak masuk ya gitu. Ternyata salah waiting room. Streamnya salah waiting room. Tapi nggak apa-apa. Tidak apa-apa. Yang penting sekarang udah bisa. Tidak apa-apa. Tadi juga udah ngomong, ternyata yang dihidupin malah desktop audio. Bukan mic. Salah masukin. Mengal kisi. Welcome. Beuh. Anjay. Apa namanya? Ini udah akhir banget nih. Akhir tahun 2023. Anjay. Nana 2 bulan terakhir ini stream ya? Nana gak inget. Nana gak inget. Seinget Nana sih bulan ini Nana belum stream kayaknya. Kayaknya bulan lalu itu Nana stream 2 kali. Gila. Rajin banget. Stream 2 kali. Nana aku kangen. Oh iya. Nana sebenarnya kalau diajak main gitu masih bisa. Cuman kalau live stream kan butuh fokus gitu kan. Jadi ya gitu. Iya gitu deh gitu. Ya gitu deh. Tapi gak apa-apa. Nana sudah bertekad akan stream sebelum 2023 habis. Makanya sekarang juga, detik ini juga, tadi Nana lagi makan sekitar jam 10-an habis bangun tidur. Di telepon kami terus langsung makan kan, terus langsung kayak stream gak sih gitu. Stream gak sih, langsung detik ini juga. Kenapa si bocil kematiannya suka bertani? Betul. Betul. Bukan bocil kematian tapi emang suka bertani. Gila, bertani itu asik guys. Sangat asik, sangat chill. Ya, sangat chill. Perasaan baru kemarin stream seingatku. Atau bukan ya, kok aku lupa ingat. Parah. Parah Kak Jaya, parah. Parah Kak Jaya. Kak Jaya gak ingat. Parah. Enggak, Nana. Kayaknya terakhir kali stream 3-4 minggu lalu deh. Nah, Nana juga gak ingat. Seingat Nana terakhir kali itu stream Stardew apa ya? Oh bukan, free talk juga sebulan lalu, betul. Nana sebulan lalu terakhir kali stream. Terus bulan lalu itu cuma stream 3 kali, bagus. Sangat bagus. Waduh, emang betul, halo semua. Anjay. Udah lama tidak bertalking dengan Kasuma, oh my god. Oh my god, biasa Kasuma kan suka star syndrome. Suka sombong gitu, Rasuma sombong. Bertani lebih asik, bisa relax. Betul tuh. Betul. Ya, suka ngomong kalau Stardew itu game yang membosankan, membuat ingin turu itu. Wah, dengerin tuh. Itu enak. Relax tuh, nama itu relax. bukan membosankan, tuh relax. Tuh. Aduh. Tuh. Halo Kak. Halo. By the way banget nih, tanya. Dengan persiapan yang udah lama banget ya, kurang lebih adalah tadi siap-siap 10 menit lah gitu. Akhirnya Nana memutuskan untuk main game yang sudah lama Nana ingin mainkan. Nana kayaknya udah pernah bikin waiting room 2-3 kali dia buat game ini, tapi nggak kesampai-sampaian mainnya. Tapi ini belum indut sih, belum itu apa sih namanya, belum ada nama gamenya, ini tuh game horror guys, game horror namanya Slay the Princess. Harusnya kalau ngelihat beberapa kali waiting room Nana sebelumnya tuh game ini terus bikin terus waiting roomnya, tapi tidak pernah jadi mainnya. Nggak apa-apa. Apakah sudah semuanya teranu ya? Kalau misalkan nanti tutupan ya gampang lah ya, bisa gerak-gerak sendiri kan. Kecil. Mengacu. Mekat alos kasih. Nana tuh sebenarnya sudah lama sekali ingin main ini. Makanya sebelum tahun ini berakhir, mari kita melaksanakan hal yang sangat ingin Nana lakukan. Kalau juga relax, nggak ada. Kalau relax tuh nggak ada kak. Kalau relax tuh nggak ada relaxnya kalau. Nggak ada. Aduh. By the way banget. Ini Nana sebenarnya biar kakak-kakak di sini nggak ada yang bingung ya kalau tiba-tiba Nana kayak ngomong-ngomong sama imaginary friends ya, sama teman yang tidak terdengar atau terlihat sama kakak di sini. Karena sebenarnya ditemenin orang mainnya. Takut. Karena waktu soalnya udah pernah nyoba main demonya ini, cuman ya gitu, kan agak serem ya. Agak serem suaranya. Terus relax nak, gitu. Oh begitu. Makasih ya. Makasih ya, thanks ya. Tapi ya, iya sih. Tapi kan Tetris butuh teman mainnya. Tetris tuh butuh teman mainnya. Tetris tuh butuh teman dan gitu deh. Ya, anyway banget, mari kita bejil. Anjay. Coba, mari kita main ini. Segede apa ya yang nganoin suara Slay the Princess? Segini kah? Oh gitu. Berarti nggak kalau suara Slay the Princess-nya di fullin, apa Nana gak usah ngomong aja? Parah. Ya, di sini kan pasti pengen denger Nana ya. Pasti. Nggak mungkin enggak. Betul. Tuh, anjir. Buset, udah lama gak denger suara Nana bikin ngantuk. Maksudnya apa? Bang? Oh, parah, gila. Whatever horrors you may find in this dark space, have heard and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspective and new beginnings. This is a love story loh. Loh, kayaknya tadi pas layar pertama itu tulisnya this is a horror. Oh gitu, ini love story. Tapi katanya tadi horror deh. Kayaknya horror deh tadi tulisannya. Kayaknya horror sih. Tapi enggak, mungkin Nana tadi halusinasi. Kayaknya Nana halusinasi. Ini taruh mana sih biar kelihatan? Bingung nih dari sini. Maaf ya, ini memang profesional streamer banget ini. Gitu lah ya. Tapi kalau misalkan menutup lagi kita pindah lagi. Nah, saya ini perlu ada kontrol banyak kah? Kok cuma pencet-pencet doang? Tuh, cuma pencet-pencet doang. Alok, anjay. Ada cowok juga kak? Hah? Enggak dong. Kita mau menutup tahun ini dengan yang asik-asik. Nah, pertanyaan Nana pertama adalah apakah suara gamenya terlalu gede atau terlalu kecil? Gimana nih? Gimana kak? Gedean nggak kak? Kak? Oh gitu. Kecilan berarti, bilang dong. Gedein dikit. Sedikit apa tuh? Segini. You're in a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. In the basement of the cabin is a princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Apa iya kalau tidak dipotong bakalan kiamat? Sok tahu nih naratornya, gila. Si paling tahu naratornya. Gak boleh kurang-kurangin bang. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can someone else do this? Forget becir banyak betul pilihannya. Suddenly continue to the cabin. Kalau Nana disuruh kayak Nana gitu, kamu harus harus memotong orang ini gitu. Apakah reaksi Nana juga nggak tahu dan nggak pernah memikirkan hal itu. Tentu saja kan kita akan tanya apakah ada imbalan.
Yes, you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Apa imbalannya? Iya aja nih orang. Ini apa nih? Then the word what are you talking? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end? Oh, ini nge-repeat ininya, pilihannya. That's the way.
I appreciate the mental exercise. We are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous.
Nana,
she is not
udah lihat
dangerous
sih bagian
because
ini.
she's locked up.
Di demonya soalnya ada.
Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Nggak spoiler, itu tuh kan emang demonya gitu bang. Begitu. Nana tuh nggak salah, Nana nggak pernah salah. Pragmatik itu apa? Pragmatik tuh nggak tahu sih, tapi kalau di standar pragmatik tuh warnanya ini kayak rainbow, kayak pelangi. Nana nggak tahu pragmatik ternyata.
Causality doesn't matter here because the end result is the same no matter
apa
what
tuh?
led us up to
Pragmatis
this
tuh apa?
point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world
Oh gitu.
will end.
Pragmatis tuh ya itu katanya. Gitu. Kasih ya. Kasih ya. Itu prismatic. Oh.
It's no use arguing semantics
Yeah.
over a metaphorical chicken or egg
Cukup dekat
because
lah.
the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of
Let's
course,
do
you
your
do your
job
job
and
and
slay.
slay her.
Iya. Boleh.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Anjay, apakah kamu sudah siap menemui? Oh, kalau dia membantai, tidak boleh membantai. Kita akan, kan kata ini nih love story, ya tidak ada pembantaian. Love story. You make your way up. Mari kita masuk menemui cewek cantik anjay. Ya.
A warning
Cewek.
before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Apa iya?
Don't
Ya
believe
kamu
a
nggak.
word she says.
Gila naratornya parah, nggak boleh gitu, nggak boleh ngomongin cewek cantik gitu, gila.
We're not gonna go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
We're supposed to save princess,
Ignore
betul.
him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Betul, kita akan selamatkan terus gila. Biasanya kan di Disney itu kan gitu kan. Ada princess yang dikurung atau diperlakukan tidak baik, terus kita selamatkan terus happily ever after, anjay. Oke.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Hey Nana, this is Hussein. What game are you playing this moment? It's Play the Princess. I haven't put it on the title of the stream because I wasn't planning to do a game. Tapi ya, gitu. It's Slay the Princess. I've played the demo before and it's insanely good in my opinion. So, gitu ya. Mari kita
The blade is your implement. You need it if you want to do this right.
Do you need it if you want to do this right? Nggak dong. Gila, masa kita ngambil pisau? Ada cewek cantik di dalam. Oh, kita ada cewek cantik di dalam. Masa kita bawa pisau nemuin dia, nggak boleh ya. Piu, ewe, piu.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Gila tuh. Gila cewek banget. Gila cakep suaranya sih. Gila. Cewek.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Loh. Enggak. Masa sih suara sebeh itu bakalan ngapa-ngapain gitu.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Enggak kok cewek. Ada aku sekarang, kamu tenang aja.
You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's
Kok mengerikan. Gila, Nana padahal baik banget gila dan sangat friendly.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Oh, kita diundang untuk melihat dia. Mari kita lihat.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Jelek banget lagi tempat ngurung dia. Biasanya di Disney Princess aja nggak gini-gini banget. Gini-gini banget biasanya gila. Padahal kecil gitu, tuh kan bener tuh cantik lagi gila.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Ya sim banget nih si hero-nya nih. Nggak cewek cantik langsung gila. Nggak mungkin deh. Nggak mungkin nih orang nyakitin siapapun ya. Masih game capture. Bentar ya. Aja. Melihat dirinya tuh gimana tuh? Melihat diri tapi bukan fisiknya gimana tuh? Mana? Melihat personality. Tapi dia pas denger ada kita dia menyapa dengan kawaii loh ya. Masa kamu nggak percaya sama orang kawaii gitu?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Iya, nggak apa-apa cuy. Sekarang ada aku, kamu nggak usah takut. Gimana nih kok aku nutupin suara kamu? Maaf ya, bentar ya. Aku turun dulu. Nah. Mbah.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Waduh.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Tapi iya sih. Sebenarnya kalau kita nyelamatin dia juga nggak perlu apa sih, ngelepasin tangan dia dari itu kan? Emang nggak bisa kita kita kasih makan minum aja, kayak nolongin kucing gitu kan gitu? Melihara. Lebih parah ya. Gila, ini suara mas-masnya satu ini kok nggak ada pendirian nih. Tadi katanya harus dibunuh, sekarang kamu kok gitu, masih gitu. Mana sih emang? Kasihan dong jadi kucing. Kenapa kasihan? Jadi kucing itu enak, tapi kucing peliharaan. Tinggal makan, tidur. Terus ya udah. Tidur dan tidur katanya. Let's jump also what I can do. Kita ngobrol dulu. Kamu jangan buru-buru gitu. Kalau kamu buru-buru aku jadi curiga nih. Anjay, gila, anime banget nih. Cewek gila. Cewek, halo Karapi. Cewek. What's your name? Kita dari yang paling basa-basi dulu. Kamu namanya siapa?
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Itu tidak menjawab apa-apa sih, Bang. Masa ditanya namanya apa, panggil aja aku Princess.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
Oh gitu. Tapi orang introvert juga nggak bakalan ngomong kalau nama dia Princess sih. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Oh iya, bener nih omongannya. Kalau aku satu-satunya orang yang pernah kamu lihat selama ini, terus kamu makan sama minum dari mana? Wah, kamu bohong ya? Kamu bohong ya, gila. Parah banget. Tuh pas ditanya juga langsung kayak, itu nggak ada itu sih, nggak ada maksud untuk apa-apa. Ngapain kamu nanya gitu, gila? Kok kamu gitu, cewek? Kamu belum apa-apa udah nyianatin aku, cewek.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Nggak bener nih. Soalnya dia kayaknya, walaupun kurus, kayaknya dia sehat. Berarti harusnya makannya teratur, anjir.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Kamu bohong ya? Oh, ini kita nanti disuruh nentuin kita percaya atau enggak sama dia. Gimana ya? Kamu ngapain?
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Loh. Defensif banget nih ya, gila.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Bentar. Iya, ada kakakku. Kakakku pulang. Aku jadi malu nih. Jadi malu. Do not forget believe. Tapi gila ya, defensif banget. Ditanya dikit dia langsung kayak, emang kenapa? Kamu cuma bakal percaya sama aku. Gila. Gila. Sepertinya sih apapun yang akan kita lakukan lebih baik ambil pedang tadi sih. I'm going to keep you locked away down here. Ya, gak make sense omongannya, gila.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Dia langsung berubah, bang. Bang, kok langsung kayak gitu, bang?
You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Kok gitu, bang? Dia tadi pakai voice changer ya, bang? Langsung beda, bang.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Welcome.
She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you.
Iya, lari.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
Nana gak bilang bakal bunuh dia. Nana cuman mau ngambil pedangnya doang, jaga-jaga.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Waduh. Takut, bang. Kok gitu, bang?
Where the princess sat only a moment
Bang.
ago, there's only
Bang,
a severed
ceweknya hilang,
arm,
bang.
its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Anjir, dia motong tangannya sendiri.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger? Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can.
Dan Nanaka, aku sangat senang selama ini mengenal kamu dan tidak terasa ini adalah dream terakhir kan Nanaka. Nggak gitu. Nggak gitu. Tidak seperti itu. Tidak seperti itu. Ini bukan graduation. Tidak seperti itu. Tidak seperti itu. Maksudnya stream terakhir tahun ini, bang. Tahun ini. Tahun depan stream lagi.
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Oh my god, mommy, sorry, mommy. Gila Ci, tiba-tiba dikasih kentang goreng sama kakakku. Apa lagi? kecil. Agak sedikit kaget nih, tapi nggak apa-apa. Lupa. Gila, dia nggak ngasih kita pilihan. Dia nggak ngasih kita pilihan. Ini, oh gitu. Kejar nih. Mau berantem nih kita. Tapi kata mama, nggak boleh kak ngelawan orang yang nggak waras. Princessnya sih kelihatan itu kurang waras sih di mata Nana. Tapi boleh, mari kita berantem.
Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Waduh, tuh bukan pertanda baik sih. Bukan pertanda baik sih. Masa ditutup dikit langsung ke kunci, bang? Cuma ditutup doang, bang. Pintunya langsung ke kunci. Itu bos battle berarti, bang.
You step forward to investigate the severed limb.
Kok dia bisa gampang banget sih mutulin tangannya gitu? Apa? Dia sushi semilik kita. Ala kayo. Ya kemekang kayo.
A trail of blood leads from its jagged stump into a dark corner of the basement.
Itu bukan pertanda baik sih. Kayak kata Nana sih lari sih.
And then you hear the quiet patter of feet against the floor, and there's suddenly a weight on your shoulders. The princess tears into you. Her teeth ripping into your shoulders, digging into your throat.
Santai, Mbak.
You fall to the ground.
Mbak, kita bisa bicara baik-baik, Mbak.
Eagerly tearing at your flesh. The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense.
Gila, kita digigit anjir sama dia. Dicabik-cabik digigit anjir dia. Apaan? Kucing garong.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Loh, meninggal, Bang. Begitu, Bang. Sudah meninggal aja, Bang.
You're on a path in the woods.
Aduh.
And at the end of that path
Skill
is
issue
a cabin.
betul. Gila, skill issue banget.
And in
Masa
the basement of that
di
cabin
cakar-cakar dikit
is a
langsung meninggal?
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oke, looping nih.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Wah, parah dia udah mulai gaslighting, Bang. Iya, nggak boleh padahal gaslighting.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here.
Oh, kok jadi banyak tokohnya, Bang? Nambah satu lagi tokoh.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Siapa? Nggak tahu, nggak kenal, belum kenalan, anak. Mari kita kenalan. You're not trapped here, nobody forced you to do anything. Gitu loh.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Naratornya red flag banget nih kalau kata anak-anak zaman now.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Okay.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Okay.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Enggak kok, Nana dengerin narator tadi kan ngambil pedang. Katanya disuruh lawan, Nana lawan terus meninggal nih. Berarti kesalahannya adalah mendengarkan nggak sih?
We did our best with the information we were given.
Halo kacar creep. Oh my god, halo. Ekam. Ayo.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Iya. Gila gaslighting terus dia ini lagi victim blaming. Aing yang mati anjir. Nana yang mati kenapa dia yang marah? Aing Nana yang marah.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Apa yang terjadi kalau setelah kamu meninggal? Masuk neraka.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? All the more reason to keep our wits about us. Should we return to the cabin? We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead.
Betul. Kita seharusnya sembunyi aja tadi, ngapain kita kesana?
If you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world, which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here. Yes, we're safer taking flight.
Tuh, mari kita kabur.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nggak tahu sih, tapi kan kabur dulu kita. I'm not going to pretty sure I came with the word ending and realized the coming of a new dawn. Me and our own gonna go out in the opposite direction. I mean, sebenarnya apa yang salah dengan dunia berakhir? Ya udah gitu, kalau emang dunia berakhir ya udah. Mungkin memang sudah takdir gitu.
I guess if this is what you think is best, I'll keep my ears pricked. Hopefully she won't catch us off guard as easily as she did last time.
Ini kenapa jadi ikutan ada hantu yang bisik-bisikin kata-kata negatif nih?
Before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah.
Lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? Don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
Kita tidak boleh mempercayai apapun yang dia katakan kepada kita. Hanya percaya kepada apa yang kita dengar dan kita cium. Gimana caranya mencium orang itu jujur atau tidak? Emang ada baunya gitu? Ya kayak kamu baunya seperti pembohong gitu.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Nggak mungkin. Nggak, kita tuh jadi orang tuh harus senantiasa berpikir yang baik-baik soal orang lain. Jadi, mungkin princess itu tadi nyerang kita karena dia merasa terancam. Mungkin karena kita, itu salah kita mungkin. Mari kita baik-baikin.
With a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ini kamarnya beda nggak sih dari yang tadi? Sekarang ada kacanya cuy. Biar apa tuh? biar ngecek ini dulu. Muka dulu. Ini ganteng nggak nih mau membela princess aja? Kita lihat ke kacanya dulu.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Anjir, kita juga bukan manusia, Ci. Dia tangannya kok gitu anjir, kayak tangan burung. Kayak tangan ayam anjir.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone.
Wah gila, black magic. Hilang.
Very different. I wonder why. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Oh pantes mati tadi nggak ada armor gitu. Betul, harusnya kita tadi beli itu dulu ya, beli apa? Immortal, biar kalau kita dibunuh kita bisa hidup lagi lari gitu.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Waduh gimana nih? Ambil nggak nih itunya? Blade-nya anjay. Jangan gak sih ya? Kan tadi princess-nya ini nyerang kita karena dia takut kan? Kita ngambil itu kan? Masa kalau kita bawa lagi, apa dia nggak merasa terkhianati? Oh gitu, nggak apa-apa. Nggak boleh kan, katanya ini love story bang. Ini love story. Orang macam apa yang ngapelin cewek yang baru dia ketemuin dengan bawa pisau aja? Oke kok. Safety first, safety first. Boleh deh.
You take the blade from the table.
Bisa nggak sih kita bawa tapi kita kayak sembunyiin gitu?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
Wah, karena ini karena lawan terus nih. Nyuruh ngambil blade nih, wah parah nih.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Ya, tapi ini katanya basah anjir tempatnya.
She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
What the fuck? Siapa tuh? Suara siapa tuh?
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
Harus di flirt dulu biar nggak dibunuh. Oh gitu. Tapi gimana ya, kok dia suaranya jadi kayak gitu bang? Ini pakai voice changer ya? Kok suaranya beda-beda?
Carefully make your way down the stairs.
Atau enggak dia mungkin ini, mungkin dia cita-citanya jadi pengisi suara. Penjir.
The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that
Bang, dia
surround
bukan
you on all
manusia bang
sides,
sekarang bang.
seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground
Oh,
wilderness.
parah nih, ini nggak adil nih. Gila masa hewan setengah manusia ngelawan hewan? Nggak adil nih. Gede lagi kayaknya tuh hewannya.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Anjir.
You see only a flash of
Waduh,
the princess
udah
before she
sih.
scurries
Tenang
away
aja.
into the underbrush,
Nyerah aja sih
dragging her
kadang-kadang.
heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves,
Anjir.
staring
Wah,
hungrily
udah sih
at
bang.
you from the darkness.
Bang, tolong. Mati nih Nana nih. Kedua kalinya nih.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
Anjir. Oh, kamu gitu. Padahal aku di sini mau berteman sama kamu.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Waduh, gimana nih? Ah.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to
Kan saya ngajak ngobrol, kamu langsung ngokop aja, nggak boleh.
You are devoured. I guess that's it then, isn't it?
Anjir, dia lemah banget nih karakternya nih. Ketemu dikit mati, gimana?
Unfortunately for you, no, this isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place.
Bejir.
A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
Ini Nana lagi di dalam perut nih, dalam lambungnya. Lagi dicerna nih Nana.
You spoke when you needed to act.
What the hell?
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
Oh gitu.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight.
Oh, ini lebih parah sih. Mendingan dari kayak tadi aja langsung dicabik-cabik aja, Bang. Gila, masa matinya karena asam karena ini, Bang? Cairan lambung dia, Bang. Kayak kurang keren gitu. Ya kamu hero matinya kenapa gitu? Karena cairan lambung gitu.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops.
Anjir.
Her muscles
Anjir,
tensing
bobo.
around you.
Kaget aja.
Through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards. The
Okay.
distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
Inana tuh pernah berapa kali denger orang suka kayak apa sih anime cewek anime yang bentuk monster gitu ya. Iya sih kalau bentuk monsternya lucu sih. Tapi kalau misalkan diajak ngobrol dikit, berantem dikit, dikokop gini gimana nih bang? Anjir, mati karena cairan lambung aja. Cuma ini kayak
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
aduh maaf ya mbak, bukan begini mbak, cinta yang saya mau mbak. Bisa sadar dikit nggak pak?
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive.
Iya saya sih pengennya gitu, emang
Or we
bisa.
could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
Waduh. Waduh parah banget nih, suruh milih antara bunuh diri sendiri apa bunuh cewek ini. Parah banget. Can you talk to the cabin? You could have asked me before solving your life.
I'm so very, very patient. If it takes lives and lives and lives. I acted on my will, fledgling, and you acted on yours. The strong triumph, and the weak submit or perish.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing
Waduh,
burning
busuk bang, saya
sweat
bang.
from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The
Cin.
cage is still locked.
Oh iya?
I don't think we can talk our way out of this. We are drowning in death. There's no more space for words.
Gimana nih bang? Ini bunuh diri aja kah bang? Oh gitu? Bunuh dia? Oh gitu? Tapi katanya love story bang. Masa kita baru pertemuan kedua udah bacok-bacokan, kan nggak boleh bang.
In an act of spiteful defiance, you pull your weapon
Ano
to
ka,
your throat,
Shelby?
your
Nggak
shaking,
kamera
ulcerous
ka.
hand clenched tight around its hilt. And then you draw it across your bubbling veins.
Ya, emang segampang itu?
Your blood flows out, filling the tiny space inside the princess. You start to fade. A waste of a good life. It's better than giving in to her, but in the end, the opinions of stray voices mean little in the grand scheme of things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ito, mali.
We are a path in the woods.
Lo.
We have no beginning, and we
Oh.
have no end.
Lo.
Something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Lo. Karena emang gak pinter-pinter banget sih, tapi kayaknya gak gini deh. Kayaknya tadi gak begini deh. Pohonnya kok meleleh, terus kok suara naratornya
His
jadi cewek.
gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
Welcome. Apa tuh gimana tuh baca namanya? McBee anjay. Halo, welcome. Waduh, apakah ini di surga apa?
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be.
Sir.
Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Gila, kok jadi saya bang? Saya dimakan, nyalain saya aja. Dari tadi udah meninggoy, disalah-salahin terus, gila parah banget.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye
cantik banget tapi
or
suaranya
with a
sih.
passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you talk. What happened? What did you do? We're part of her because she consumed us. Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
It shouldn't count as her eating us if we offed ourselves.
Kok ini nambah lagi karakternya.
We're still here though. And if we're safe, isn't that better?
Enggak sih.
I guess this is fine. Doesn't feel half bad. Miles better than being dissolved anyway.
Enggak sih. Karena sih nggak mau hidup sih kalau dunia cuman kayak gini kelihatannya.
She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you
Apakah
feel it?
ini relationship goals? Tapi menjadi satu dengan pasangan. Distinguishing us, what is he? Yeah, I know it's an abomination. I want art. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me, and you're supposed to be something that isn't.
How could you say that? Look at us. We're almost everything. And we can be even more than this.
Ya, tapi cakep banget soalnya.
Don't you feel our potential?
No, you're spot on. You exist, and not as some part of a gestalt entity mushed together with bits of you and the princess. You're an individual.
Betul.
You exist as your own self,
Betul.
complete with your own physical body separate from hers.
Betul. Oh betul lah Tar.
I'm not so sure about that.
Ya.
We were something
Ini
like that
kayak-
once, but now?
Ya, kita adalah hero independen anjay.
And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this.
Okay.
The princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you.
Tapi gimana ya
How
Naratan?
much it hurt.
Ya, gimana ya? Tapi gila princessnya chill banget.
We can't
Loh,
go back to
loh,
that.
loh, loh,
We
loh,
can't
loh.
go back to the
Ampun.
fear and the hunger and the pain.
Bukan
Not
saya yang
after being
ngomong.
something as beautiful as this.
Bang, Mbak Princess, bukan saya ngomong. Saya tidak ngomong apa-apa.
Doesn't
Kenapa kau
know that
marah-marah?
conflict feels
Cepat.
so far away right now. So petty.
Sabar
We've
bang.
been posed against each other by
Aduh,
something that
kasihan
understands
loh,
the strength
kamu
of our unity.
Jadi ini mah kalau ini love story, Nana sih sepertinya tidak ingin sih, tidak ingin terlibat dalam story cinta macam ini.
Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
Hold yourself together.
Kecil apa
We're no
tanya?
strangers to effort. We can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
Oke. Nggak tahu bang. Nah, kita tuh sebagai individual yang independen aja. Kita harus bisa menghadapi seluruh masalah yang ada di diri kita.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like her,
Ada.
you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned. The air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all. At least we didn't have to sit through it to the end. But I think she owes us, don't you, lads? She barely felt more than a little indigestion while we burned away inside of her. As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Emang bisa gitu ya? Emang kita slime
I
ada.
devoured you! I won! I put things back the way they were supposed to be!
Iya bang, santai bang,
Some
santai.
divisions, when so, can never truly be mended. A
Dapat
cavernous gash rips across
dapat
whatever it
achievement
was
the
you
one.
thought you were.
Oke. Anjir, Anjir, kita keluar dari koreng, Ci.
Being among the trees, it approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be.
Loh. Princess, kok kamu kayak gini bentuknya?
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Tapi kasihan
I feel
sih.
empty, don't you?
Kasihan.
This doesn't feel like a fight. This isn't what I wanted.
Iya,
Where's the
parah
victory in
banget
this?
nih. Ini nggak bisa kita apain sih, Rukiah kayak apa gitu? Ya sudah kayak disadarin gitu biar dia gak jahat gitu, apa nggak bisa? Kasihan sih, dia udah jadi pohon kita bunuh
safe.
gitu.
She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live. Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Waduh, cuma ada 2 pilihan. Aduh. I mean, kalau kita bebasin dia bakal jahat nggak sih? Oh gitu. Dia tobat langsung karena dia sudah menjadi satu dengan pohon. Boleh.
Devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Just ignore him. What's he gonna do? Lecture us into submission? He can talk all he wants. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. cut the princess down from the roots that bind
Oh,
her.
yeah.
I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
Aduh, gila
I
anjir
didn't
dikuyang dia.
think you would do that after everything.
Dan,
It's so cold without you.
I mean, you sounds very pretty, but like, you kinda, you are a kuyang now, what the hell? Bajir! Bang, kok gitu bang? Bang dia hilang bang! Bang, kok hilang?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Wah, ini parah nih, pasti naratornya nih kayak penjahat nih. Naratornya hilang sih.
I'm begging you. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Parah, emang biasanya orang jatuh orang yang paling tidak kita expect bang.
That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess. This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Loh. Jadi monsternya ini gitu. Kita juga bukan, kita tidak terlihat baik sih. Aduh, princess.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Waduh. Filosofikal sekali ya jawabannya, princess. Otak saya nggak nyampe.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Okay.
I think that we are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
Okay.
Nothing comes here but us. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Okay.
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Oh gitu. Waduh, main nih bang. Apa kita akan harus membunuh kuyang? Loh.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Itu gimana nih? Emang nggak bisa diselamatin lagi. Tapi diselamatin juga meninggal sih itu. Kalau nggak kerasukan meninggal sih itu. Kita masa orang macam apa yang hidupnya cuman ada jantung doang, nggak ada paru-paru, nggak ada lambung, usus. Dia bahkan isinya lebih sedikit daripada kuyang aja.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
Waduh. Dokter Indosiar bilang kami sudah mencoba semaksimal mungkin, betul. Tapi kayaknya dokter Indosiar, dokter manapun gak bakal bisa sih ini bang, ngamatin dia bang. Duh, maaf ya princess.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Anjir kok gitu bang. Loh. Kok balik chapter 1 bang?
On a path, you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Anjir, katanya the real slay the princess starts here, anjir. Terus tadi apa? Tadi apa tuh maksudnya? Oh, gebong-bong aku gila parah banget. Ayo kasuk mau, welcome. Anjir, sumpah.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
You
You make your way
princess.
up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Bisa gak sih aku tolongin dia?
Before you go any further,
Memang harus dibunuh.
she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power
Oh,
to
yeah,
stop you
yeah,
from.
yeah,
We're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Iya, dia bakal bohong ya.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and wall. The blade is.
Ini sama persis anjir. Lagi main slay the princess.
The door to her voice.
Hello?
Is hypnotism. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Papaya the princess. The princess anjing. Princess.
Really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Ini sama
She's
persis
beautiful.
sumpah.
How could someone like this be a threat to any? I am begging you.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I hope you brought something to
Baik,
deal with
mari
these
kita
chains.
coba untuk menyelamatkan
Don't do it.
princess.
If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Oke.
You're only making this more difficult.
Maafin narator, tapi aku udah berusaha untuk melawan dia sebelumnya. Tapi kita malah mati berkali-kali.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Oh,
Maybe it's
jadi nggak
somewhere
punya
upstairs.
sih.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Naratornya villainnya kan nggak tahu. Tapi pas akhir-akhir itu Naratornya hilang, Ci. Dia nyerah nyerah untuk membimbing kita.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
Mari kita.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock.
Kok dikunci lagi? Saya
Someone else here?
cuman mau nolong kamu.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Wah, dia ngunciin kita dari luar anjir, apa parah banget.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Enggak. Kita pasti bisa nyelamatin princess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Parah banget. Kita jadi musuh masyarakat.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Princess! Kok kamu gitu, princess? Princess! No bite, princess, no bite.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The
Anjir.
clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground.
Anjir, are you okay, bro?
Chains follow
Yeah.
suit.
Ternyata seperti itu cara dia lolos terakhir kali ya. Dia menggigit tangannya sendiri ya. Kurang perkasa apa deh.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets
Tapi dia
yours.
gemes
Blood from her
banget.
wounded arm dripping rhythmically to
Dia
the
gemes
ground.
banget.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Kenapa narator kok kamu
As the
jahat
princess
banget?
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Loh.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Anjir. Slay the princess, slay.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
Narator, tenang, narator. Kita ngobrol.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn
Dia
resistance,
asal
the princess
nebas
takes a
orang
cautious
aja.
step forward.
Parah banget.
We both know this isn't you.
Oh my god. This isn't you. Oh my god.
She never cautiously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your
But
chest,
you-
tearing
Parah.
through flesh and
Tolong.
sinew. It is
Princess.
agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Betul sih, tapi
I'm so sorry.
gimana ya?
With one last thrust of the knife,
Tapi dia
your
dia
legs
dia
give out
gak
beneath
gemes
you.
banget
You
mukanya bang.
collapse to the floor, your
Dia
blood
tuh dia
pooling
gila kayak
around you,
anime
your
banget,
limbs
cewek anime
unresponsive.
banget nih.
The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
Ya, kan orang-orang suka itu tuh, suka ngeributin kayak cowok Ghibli, cewek Ghibli, dan ini cewek Ghibli nih.
It can't just end like this, right?
Sekali-kali dibunuh waifu, gitu. Begitu kah?
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Tidak apa-apa. Kita hidup lagi kok, nggak apa-apa.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Aduh,
Oh,
Tidak
warning,
apa-apa.
she will lie. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
voice of the smitten. Smitten tuh apa? Kita cari di Google. Smitten. 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 S-M-I-T-T-E-N. Smitten. Smitten tuh artinya kepincut. Kepincut. Itu tuh gimana tuh? Anjir, kita jadi simp. I deeply affected with or struck by strong feelings of attraction, affection, or infatuation. Ya, kita punya suara
Excuse me?
yang ngesim sama princessnya, Ci.
Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Kalau di sini smitten artinya gitu. Ini gila simp banget sih tapi emang.
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart.
Jadi kenapa dia ngomongnya begini? Loh, gitu cara ngomongnya.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Begitu. Kalau Nana yang niruin sih emang terdengar seperti orang Madura, tapi maksudnya kayak emang nggak kayak gitu, nggak kedengeran gitu. Kita tuh di dalam tuh harus jujur.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Bahwa kita bakal fokus untuk nyelamatin princess. menyelamatkan calon ayam
The
bebek.
interior of the
Bejir.
cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries.
Loh.
A prison befitting a
Enggak sih,
royal
ini beda
prison.
banget sih bang. Kok dia
The only
tadi
furniture
perasaan
in
pakai
is an
kayu
ornate
deh
wooden table with a
tempatnya.
pristine
Kok ini
blade
sekarang
perched
pakai
on its
batu?
edge.
Loh, enggak sih.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here, in which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Aduh, beda ya. Halo kakak itu, kami. Bejir, pilihannya macam apa ini? Kamu kenapa kamu harus berbohong soal itu? Dan keduanya, aku ingin melihat diriku sendiri. Aku mau melihat betapa gantengnya aku. Oh gitu. Oh gitu. Oh gitu. Kenapa karakter kita jadi kayak gini?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror
Enggak
even
bobo
do?
siang Nana.
You waste time cleaning yourself instead of doing
Enggak,
what needs
nanti
to be
kita
done.
bobo habis nyelamatin princess ya. Bobo setelah menyelamatkan ayam.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Apakah kita bisa melihat sesuatu sekarang?
This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know, but it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Ayo, princess. Aku datang untuk menyelamatkan kamu. Mari.
The door to the basement creaks open,
Bejir.
revealing an intricate stairwell.
Beneran jadi
Gold-trimmed
kastil
carpet
Disney, Bang.
glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more
What the
beautiful than last
fuck?
time. I think we're in love.
Tolong ya, diriku yang lain tolong jangan ngesimp gitu ya. Kita baru ketemu sekali sama cewek itu. Biasa aja.
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
Gila. Bucin banget anjir, baru ketemu sekali anjir. Apaan udah in love aja dia.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Waduh, apa tuh?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain
Gila,
around her wrist.
lebih cakep
binding her
lagi
to
dia
the far
sekarang.
wall.
Gini. Cewek, kamu nungguin aku ya?
My love, we're here to
Nggak
rescue
sampai
you from
segitunya
your
sih.
unjust and
My
foul
love.
imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said
Dia
it.
inget kita yang kali ini.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you? That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense.
Aduh.
Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Kenapa sih dia ngomongin gitu? Oh, betul. remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters
Bucin
is you have
jadi
a chance
aneh,
to do it
betul.
right this time.
Emang kalau ya namanya juga bucin. Padahal bucin tuh buta cinta atau budak cinta? Oh gitu. Oh ya, mirip lah. Mirip. Budak cinta sama buta cinta mirip. Ya, budak cinta ya.
We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Budak
This is
bucin. Budak bucin, bucinnya apa? Budak bucin.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given
Horrible
an
for you,
opportunity to sweep her off her
maybe.
feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
I mean, there's no proof, nggak ada bukti kalau dia ngancurin dunia. Ya emang sih sebelumnya dia ngancurin dunia, tapi kan di dunia yang kali ini kan dia belum ngapa-ngapain.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh no, that's really sus. Terus ditanya, terus setelah aku meninggal gimana? Ya kamu meninggal. Terus sekarang kita udah ngobrol lagi nih. Gitu jawabannya bang. Kan kayak gitu berarti bang.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't
No.
that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I have no feelings one way or the other about the worst ending.
At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
Nihilist apa?
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long. If she doesn't care.
Okay. And our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescue our beloved. Minimal minta maaf sih dia sih. Kenapa dia nggak minta maaf ke kita? Parah banget.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence. Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That she made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I mean...
No. I can't.
Oh, kita bahkan nggak punya
step towards the
nggak
princess,
punya pilihan untuk ngebunuh princessnya kali ini.
Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Bejir. Kalau dia bisa lolos segampang itu, berarti dia sebenarnya nggak butuh kita nggak sih? Masa burgornya bisa langsung
I can't believe it.
keluar gitu?
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Bahkan musiknya pun beda. Jadi kayak musik-musik bahagia di Disney.
Would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our
Enggak sih. The power of love. The power of love aja.
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
Oh, please don't be bad. Tolong jangan jadi gila lagi.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
I mean, betul sih ini, Jay. You need your own thing, you just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. Tuh, kita baru ketemu. Mau jangan gitu.
If that's what makes you happy.
This is kinda...
Broken? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Okay, that's kinda creepy. Kenapa dia jadi kayak gitu sekarang? Kenapa dia berubah setiap scene?
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this is... I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal. Are you seriously asking her that?
Oh, we've
tripping over this one. I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Girlie, why the heck do you have no brain? What? Huh?
That sounds perfect.
Chip.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely. The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
Okay.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
Betul, mari kita cabut ya.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Enggak. Nana tidak bucin. Nana tidak bucin sama cewek. Cuman kan kita tuh harus membantu orang yang butuh.
Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Cir, baru kenal, Ci. Langsung true love
Are you
aja.
listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Lu kayak, ya, ngobrol baru berapa kalimat anjir. Oh,
I'm just
udah
along for the
bucin
ride at
aja.
this point.
Ini pasti jenis orang yang gampang dihipnotis. Betul.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
Ada.
And
Masa sih? Ada. Okay. And
lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
betulan kekuatan cinta cuy. Ternyata kekuatan cinta tuh betul. Mari kita keluar.
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Loh, kok jahat gitu naratornya? Kan kita berusaha nolong cewek ini.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Okay, that's
Where did everything go? Where
that's
did he go?
not a good sign.
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Enggak gitu dong. Ya, masa kita mau ngasih bulu kita ke princess anjir. Santai dulu, Bang. Becir apa-apaan nih, Ci?
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Oh, kali ini dia jalan ceritanya cepet ya dibanding sebelumnya.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Udah, halo kalian di welcome. Cheer! Tuh, kita tidak apa-apa, it's okay.
If you say so.
It's okay, Hero.
She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
The blood you've grown. What do you mean I've grown? Pasti apa? Iya, betul sih emang makhluk hidup tuh tumbuh terus, tapi maksudnya apa ya?
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives. And
Jadi ini bang, no. Nggak tahu nih bang. Anjir, banyak banget pilihannya anjir.
with every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be. And every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be, I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Aduh.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Tuh, kamu harus baik sama aku. Aku udah nang.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Ini kayaknya supaya dapat endingnya harus main berkali-kali.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
It's okay.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side.
Ya, tapi
For I
ya,
would not know you
so sweet
absent.
juga Ci dia ngomongnya. Mungkin emang punya, iya betul. Emang mungkin punya pacar monster itu tidak begitu buruk mungkin.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Kaget Ci, ngomong-ngomong kayak kalau mau ngapa-ngapain.
You're on a path in the woods.
Loving
And at the end of
vessel,
that
bring the
path
damn
is a
vessel to
cabin.
her.
And in the basement of that cabin, you're...
Baik, kita sudah melewatkan ini. Langsung aja, tanpa basa-basi.
You make your way. We're not going to go through... The interior of the cabin is a blade.
Karena kita tadi sudah baik-baik, apakah kita perlu membawa
You
blade
take the
sebelum
blade
datang
from the
air?
table.
Kita masuk bersama pisau supaya bisa serot.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, soalnya jadi beda kalau kita bawa dari awal.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far
tapi dia
wall.
cakep
She's
sih.
so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Tapi dia ini banget. Apa, sombong banget cara ngomongnya. Tapi cakep sih.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us...
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tuh. Kita jatuhin dulu.
Blade tumbles out of your trembling hands
Tadi kita
and
ngobrol,
drops to the
cuy.
floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay. Ya, ingat kok, ingat.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here?
Tapi serem
But
sih
I don't
mukanya.
want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous? Ending the world
I mean-
seems like...
I believe her.
I mean, kita udah lihat sih berapa kali dia literally menggigit tangan sendiri sampai putus, anjir.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Betul, masih live. Ini sumpah gak dapetin endingnya. Lumayan juga nih. Tidak kayak doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Ya kalau bisa mutusin tangan gak mungkin stay juga sih. Iya sih, tapi kan
Whoever sent
Tapi
you to
tadi dia
slay
berapa
me
kali mutusin
claimed I
tangannya
was a threat
terus.
to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either.
betul,
Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
betul sih.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Betul sih.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Gimana ya?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose.
Oh? Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here. That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Tuh.
Leaving
Kita-
her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Tapi
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Ay, ito. Tetap dipaksa nih. Mau nyelamatin atau enggak nih?
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Nah.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess...
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
Ini serius nih, kita bakalan motolin tangan dia terus tiap kali kita reset waktu ya. Ini sudah siap.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock. Is someone else here?
Ya,
You make your way
Klasik
back to the
sekali
bottom of
ya.
the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Nana pengen pipis.
I heard the door slam. They locked you
Oh,
down here
pipis
too,
sebentar
didn't
ya.
they?
Sebentar.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what
Sila
happens
pipis
if you
sambil
do
bawa
that.
makan juga. Biar kuat mainnya.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding. You cut into her flesh.
Gitu ya. Ya ini di universe manapun si princessnya motong tangannya terus anjir.
The blade is sharp. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Persis anjir.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Bang.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Apakah beneran cepat
Then
kali
she
ini?
slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Kita mau menyelamatkan, nggak apa-apa. Kita akan menjadi orang baik di sini.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. A warning before you go any further.
Oh iya.
She will.
Sip.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Oh, kali ini beda lagi nih tempatnya.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Iya. Kecil, Nana hari ini makan uduk sampai 2 kali. Tadi pagi udah makan uduk, ini makan uduk lagi. Coba.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward but there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Well, it will be back, you know.
You take the blade. Good idea.
Hello.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Oh,
Why
iya
would
banget.
you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Anjir. Kok ini jadi tahanan betulan nih?
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me? Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Tapi cakep banget nih di sini sekarang. Tadi kan dia kayak agak lebih moeh-moeh gitu kan.
It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
Ini juga kenapa dia nggak terus terang aja dari awal? Kenapa dia kayak sok-sok ngebuat kita nggak tahu apa-apa gini si narator?
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Gamenya force close. Kok gitu bang? Bang kok gitu bang? Bang kok force close bang? Force close anjir. Anjir. Gila. Nangis ya Nana kalau harus ngulangin itu dari awal. Anjing sumpah nggak ke save sama sekali kak. Oh ada yang otomatis. Anjir sumpah Nana nangis tadi. Oh gitu. Langsung ke tempat yang tadi.
What an interesting development.
Nah, kita ke tempat yang tadi. Kita cepetin.
Do as she asked.
Oh,
kita ini udah.
If you knew I needed you, and that's I get it.
Ini
It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Hampir Nana nangis tadi. 2 jam stream tapi kagak ada endingnya, yang nangis sih. Kak Kamil.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Iya. Cara Ci, nasi uduknya.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Tapi kamu kenapa tiba-tiba lehernya diborgol? Seret banget telurnya.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Okay.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Enggak. Nana nggak bakalan ngeborgol diri sendiri. Ngapain anjir ngeborgol diri sendiri?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Borgol karena
Is it going to
bucin.
lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will.
Lama diamnya iya emang namanya juga diam cerita emang. Selama.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am. Good. Forget you ever saw it.
Ya, main-main soal borgol bukan ide yang baik sih. Mau dia baik ataupun jahat.
Nice try, but I won't. Specifically because you told me to.
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
Tapi ini nggak ada pilihan untuk nyelamatin dia. Cuman buat ngebunuh doang atau tinggalin.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing. Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Makanya.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Tahanan rumah.
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me.
Well, I guess it's not going to be me.
Extremely
Either. Well, you have no choice and I have choice.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
But sure, that the last time we met, your body tried to kill me. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over.
Oh my god. Mommy?
And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course, but you should be aware of my position. Slide it over.
Baiklah, mari kita percaya. Kita akan harus selalu memikirkan kemungkinan terbaik dari semua orang.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place. You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you? Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, well, we tried to take over everybody. Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you? A little? I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Tapi walaupun gitu, masa dia mau motong lehernya?
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat.
Betulan ini.
What is she doing?
Diputulin pala dia.
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
Anjir, udah ya.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Is that okay to show? I don't know.
Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet.
Loh, game hilang. Oh, ada lagi. Aduh bang, please don't do this to me. I'm going to be angry. Anjing, pos lagi anjir. Capek sih Nana sih. Kenapa ini lo? Emosi gak sih? Emosi Nana, emosi banget ini. Gak di save pula yang tadi juga anjing. Apa ya? Nah, mari kita tonton lagi.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you.
Anjir.
Why would she do that?
Tapi Sari gitu banget nih. Serok.
Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment.
Apakah ini boleh ditunjukkan ke YouTube bang?
Until at last it stops.
Nana nggak yakin bang.
Half wink.
Nggak family friendly ini gamenya.
Slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens.
Weird sih.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head.
Waduh. Apa boleh bang?
Finally, it falls to the floor.
Palanya Nana sekarang. Palanya Nana.
At your feet. Oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
What do you mean put it back, you? Gila sih, apa ini maksudnya?
The princess's eyes stare up at you, dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. Are you sure she's not winking at us? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. We should take her with us, don't you think? What? No, you shouldn't do that.
Boy,
Why
I
would you
don't
do that?
know about that. Mau dibawa apanya? Yang dibawa palanya.
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right? You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things. The danger has passed. You can relax.
I don't know
I'm just keeping
about
myself
that.
sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down. I am. I'm on team let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Gimana tuh? Take the princess with you. Nana setuju sih dikubur, tapi emang nggak bisa nyuruh orang lain aja nguburnya. Nggak bisa tolong gitu kayak, Mas itu ada yang meninggal di situ, tolong kuburin ya gitu. Oh gitu, independen. Kayaknya bukan saat yang independen sih ini sih. Baiklah, mari kita bawa oleh-oleh. Hai. Cuap.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Aduh. Oke.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved. She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is
I
lethal?
know.
The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to
Okay.
return to a world saved from certain doom.
Okay.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Oh gitu. Dapat achievement Talking Heads. Makasih ya. Thanks ya.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already...
Dan Nana pikir-pikir mungkin sebaiknya tadi Nana kasih warning gore dulu kali ya.
Over? Is he gone?
Biasanya Nana kalau main horror Nana kasih warning gitu, tapi ya katanya love story.
We're still here.
Katanya love story.
Maybe it wasn't the end of the
Bukan,
world
nggak
after
tahu.
all.
Betul,
Maybe it
love
was just the
story.
end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Iya, dia ambil tangan-tangan kecil lagi, Ci.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again. Why? But it feels so bad. Like... You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back.
Oke.
Okay. If you say so.
Anjir, burung di rumahku keras tuh suaranya.
Feels too good to be true.
Oke. Gak apa-apa, pasti gak apa-apa. By the way, halo katanya welcome. Nah. long as you reach forward, they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The decay you've withered. Gitu. Oh, beda lagi nih bentuknya.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Gitu kah?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I don't hate you, like, apakah ini yang dinamakan toxic relationship, Bang? And the more we journey, the smaller each of these steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer. My perspectives are shadowed.
And
you have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned
kayaknya kalau sama monster nggak kehitung, oh gitu. Kalau sama monster nggak kehitung toxic atau enggaknya.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows.
Okay.
We will know when we near our destination.
Kok dia ngasih jawaban yang kayak gitu sih?
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Anjing, kaget terus anjir begini. Santai dah, gitu.
Your honor, you're here to slay her.
A great two-chest vessel bring the prisoner's head to her. Kita sudah melewati ini, mari kita. Terus, seberapa banyak sih yang kita harus bawa? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Hello?
Please don't let it. Good. You're still listening to read. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you.
She's beautiful, I understand.
Okay.
We're not actually gonna talk. I'm just going to leave you here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a no. You're doing the right thing. You walk up the ladder and down.
Okay.
Jangan,
I'll be
Zeng,
here.
jangan, Zeng.
Good luck.
Kamu tidak boleh
Attempts to
makan
make your
keju,
way
nanti
out
kamu
of the basement,
meninggal.
but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here? You make your easier for everyone. Look at the mess.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
If I
Okay.
could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
You know.
She barely as she rips
Diam.
her flesh from her bone. You,
Sebang. Sip. Mari kita bunuh.
without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's
Kita
back.
bunuh.
Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back.
Majid.
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Okay. Maaf ya.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the second.
Ya, kita dicabik-cabik lagi nih.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
I don't know. Mending kita tinggalin apa kita bunuh? Gitu. Bunuh. Boy.
You
Mari
steel
kita
your
coba.
resolve and to take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now.
Oh ya.
Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you.
Waduh.
The two of you enter one last
Anjing,
exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons. And then you stop. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence. As the room starts to get fuzzy.
Saya tadi
around
sudah
you.
menolong kamu berkali-kali,
You've
tapi
paid
saya
a
mati
terrible
terus.
price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Maaf ya. Jangan marah.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark.
And
And
you
you
die. The witch.
You're on a path. You're here.
You mean ever, you may slay the princess.
Before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat.
Ya,
Don't
ya,
worry.
ya, ya.
You can trust us to get the job done.
Dia bakalan bohong, dia bakal ini itu. Mari kita masuk. Pas ini bakal terakhir kalinya.
The interior of the cabin
Yeah.
is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a
But
chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if
yeah.
by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Take the
Well, if
blade.
we grab... That's not actually a bad idea. You walk... What are you talking about?
Aduh.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Oke.
The door to the basement creaks open,
Kenapa
revealing
jadi
a
kayak
staircase dug into the muddy
rumah
earth below.
troll ini?
The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Oke.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh gitu. Kamu sedikit mengerikan ya suaranya sekarang, Princess.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Oh.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Anjir,
Descend
kenapa
the
jadi
basement steps,
setengah
entering the
lizard
dark
gitu?
room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Oke.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses.
Tapi mulutnya
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so let's chatter up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I think it's done.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Okay.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone. Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I mean, I'm not that sorry. You killed me too, girlie. What the hell?
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just, as do I. Abstain? You abstain?
Don't do it.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Sabar. Sabar, Mbak. Ya, terus kirain ini kita sedang membangun kepercayaan satu sama lain. Kenapa tiba-tiba ditodongin pisau nih?
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever.
Oh my god, they're blushing. Oh my god. Ya, dia dibilangin kayak kamu cakep, dia langsung blushing
I
aja.
thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we? If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steels her nerves. And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do.
Oh, ini ada story ya? Betul.
Glee dances
Harusnya.
across her
Tapi
face
katanya
as
sih
you
love
fall to the
story.
ground.
Ini love story. Tuh, ini love story. Cuman nih, POV kamu punya hubungan toksik.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
You die. The thorn. Past life gambit. Hand your power to a suspicious
You're on a
character.
path in the woods. But I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that arc. Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the path. Oh, a visionary. Gladly, my dear fellow, by cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability. I like journeys.
Dapat orang
Traveling is
bucinnya lagi.
well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
Cheer. Tulop.
She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before
Ayo
stabbing us to
kata
death.
welcome.
As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing,
Cheer,
but
love journey. Sipang.
maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to give what another try exactly. You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom. Oh, are you?
To freedom.
Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned.
Yay.
You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through. Please don't. You can't stop all of us, you villain. Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say. Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side.
Okay.
Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top. Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement. It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is...
Oh yeah. Sip. Yeah.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it. Can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now, unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Betul, mari kita baik sama dia. Kita nggak boleh aneh.
You're right, the mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go, but there isn't a mirror. I still don't get his angle here. Either way, I say we take a look. It feels... Yeah, we can't go around looking disheveled. A real go-getter takes care of his appearance.
Oh gitu.
So, is the door to the basement
Emang
behind the
penampilan
mirror?
penting kalau udah mau meninggal ya. Kita ini sudah mau meninggal semuanya.
I promise you there
Masih
isn't a
mau
mirror
ngaca.
and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
Far side of the room? Which room? There is no room, bruh.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror. It went away when we touched it last time. You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. Alas, our fine features remain unseen. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Tuh. Ayo.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you.
Mana kah ada makan belum?
Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the
Apakah game
stairs.
ini horor? Tidak tahu. Harusnya sih horor, tapi sebenarnya kan bisa dibilang horor juga sih.
I can't get away from you, can I? We kill each other and you come back. You let me kill you and you come
Betul,
back.
love story. Kita sedang PDKT sama monster.
I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to free you.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Love story sama monster agak lain juga ya lo. Gak apa-apa. Ini kan biar anti mainstream gitu, anjay.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh? I want to trust you.
It's okay, you can trust me. Ayo, percaya sama Nana.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
True, you hurt me, true.
I don't know.
I
What
know.
can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
Oh, kamu jangan gitu. Aku di sini dan udah berkali-kali nih ngulang kehidupan ini buat nyelamatin kamu. Masa kamu gak mau lepas dari tempat ini?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own. We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration. Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her.
Okay.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon.
Jujur, cantik betul. Emang
You
cakep banget.
carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arm. She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Rambutnya ikal-ikal gitu lagi. Nana suka banget ngeliatin kayak gitu.
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her.
Sebentar, aku
are
mendengar ada
special
yang
to
manggil.
have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion. That's right, what he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her. And I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
Serius, si bucin banyak
Take the
banget.
blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she
Ada
flinches,
suara-suara bucin
relaxing
aja
only
dia.
slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
Jangan dong. Minum masih di pantatin.
She flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. You're not such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Of course I rescued you. I have been trying to rescue you for 3 hours, bro.
Can we actually do that? No, you can't. Absolutely not. You know as well as I do that
Yo.
we can.
Yo, bisa dicium,
And we wouldn't want to
manjai.
throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge. Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss? You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now? Come on now, this is the big moment. You can do better than that. Ugh, fine. You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us? And then each of you close your eyes and kiss. Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection. Please. I think he actually likes romance. If history itself were not about to end, he's making fun of us. It doesn't matter either way because this is good stuff. I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever. You open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion.
Kalau di Disney sih biasanya kalau udah true love kiss berarti harusnya semua masalah udah dong, nggak ada dong.
That was nice.
Her hand slips
Yeah.
into yours.
Sebenarnya dia cewek, dia lebih ke cewek Ghibli sih, tapi kan banyak. Cewek
Shameful,
Ghibli.
really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Tuh.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield.
Oh my
Both you and the
god.
princess ascend the stairs
Yes.
without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the... Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
Ya tadi dia ngomong word end, tapi kita udah berkali-kali lewatin ini tapi nggak meledak-ledak dulu.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Hands clasped.
Turning
the two
over
of
a
you
new
open
leaf
the
will
door
through some
and
issues
step
and
out
learn to
into
trust
a
again.
new day. You irredeemable.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
Oh no. Apa ini gak ada happy endingnya kah?
She's gone, and there's that. This doesn't. Yes, if they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Sumpah deh tadi dia keambil sama setan terus ceweknya. You've unraveled. Unraveled itu apa sih? You find yourself in the long apa? Ah, itu. Makasih ya. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there? Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know? There is a warmth and
You're not alone. There are quite aspects to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Hello.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within
Betul
ourselves.
sih. Ini serius. I have to go back again? What the hell? Kucing Nana juga butuh makan. Aku pergi dulu ya, Nana. Banget dapetin waifunya. Iya, makasih Kak. Nana juga udah mau beres ini. Nggak sih, Nana udah gak sanggup kalau harus sekolah lagi.
If I did, I would already be awake. My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot.
Anjir.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay.
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular.
Butuh satu lagi katanya, Bang. Aduh, tapi kucingku butuh makan.
The next time I will be here.
Nah. Kita lanjut nanti lagi. Save dulu.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a...
Save return. Okay. So you want to quit this? Cheer. Walah, Napoi main ini betul. Apa nih? Terus ini game iya emang, tapi Nana butuh kasih makan kucing Nana dulu. Jadi mari kita lanjut next time. Cil. Nana nggak tahu sih jadi atau enggak, tapi setahu Nana sih nanti malam bakal ada yang stream buat countdown 2024 Huta kalau nggak salah. Ya. Begitulah ya. Jadi ya mari kita bertemu besok-besok lagi. Anjay. Kasih semua. Ayo, apa sih? Ya, begitu ya. Nah, sebenarnya pengen ngabisin langsung sih, tapi sisa satu doang. Cuman kucing Nana sudah harus makan. Ya, begitu ya. Kasih semua. Ya, last but not least, if it's time for you, go get some sleep. Remember, Nana loves everyone here as much as I love sweets, and that's a lot. Thank you for coming, thank you for talking with me. Makasih juga ini entitas yang tidak akan kita sebutkan namanya. Makasih. Atsu. Bye-bye. Anjay. Mani. Salah. Ini yang betul. Bye.